Virginia Dare and Powhatan's daughter. The colonial region of Virginia assumed its name Virgin basically from wishful thinking. Indians widely controlled the unmarked territory. It was said that Sir Walter Raleigh passed on knowledge of the tobacco culture he found already established there, and himself took to smoking the Virginia weed. One tale has it that a young servant had been called to bring him water to drink. The boy, in the act of delivering the fluid, suddenly shouted, tossed the water out of the glass into his master's face, thinking that the poor fellow was on fire. Tobacco became a competitive crop product almost from the beginning, sometimes pitting traders from both the area now called Maryland and the Virginia country. Colonial beginnings in the Mid-Atlantic are murky. Born in August 1587 in Roanoke County, in what is now North Carolina, Virginia Dare is reputed to be the first English child born in a New World English possession. She and the other colonists, however, disappeared, and the fate of that lost colony remains a mystery to this day. John White, Virginia Dare's grandfather and governor of the colony, had returned to England in 1587 to seek fresh supplies. When he returned 3 years later, the colonists were gone. Nothing is known for certain of their fate. A single clue was the word Croatoan, carved into the post of an empty fort, and the words Crow, C-R-O, carved into a nearby tree. All the houses and fortifications seem to have been dismantled intentionally. There was no Maltese cross symbol anywhere, normally a sign that force or trouble had occurred. White took this to mean that they had moved to Croatoan Island, now known as Hatteras Island. Ominously though, a chieftain, Powhatan, later claimed to have raided and murdered the whole colony, but no evidence exists. Some equally dubious rumors have circulated to this day that the survivors of the colony blended in with the local mixed-blood inhabitants. An assortment of Tuscarora, Sayoan tribal affiliates, and scattered Portuguese slave owners and their slaves. These people today, living near the Lumbee River, North Carolina, number approximately 55,000 members of the Lumbee tribe. The largest tribe in North Carolina, the largest tribe east of the Mississippi River, and the 9th largest in the nation. The lack of federal recognition stems from the mixture of bloodlines in the tribe. Despite no evidence, many Lumbees believe they are the descendants of the settlers who disappeared from Roanoke Island at the mouth of the Albemarle Sound. There is another possible explanation of the fate of the Roanoke settlers. Clues may be in Spanish archives. Actually, before Raleigh arrived, the Spanish were already probing the Chesapeake area. At least 10 years before the English set foot on Roanoke, a Father Segura and a band of Jesuits attempted to establish a mission in the vicinity of the Rappahannock River, but all lost their lives in an Indian attack shortly after arriving. Menendez de Avilas, an active explorer for Spain along the eastern coast of the U.S., personally undertook a mission to avenge the slaying of the Church Fathers. Jesuit efforts north of Florida, though, evaporated. Official Spanish regard to settling the Middle Atlantic shore, ridding the area of foreign foes, and clearing the sovereignty issue on behalf of the Holy Catholic King of Spain, did not so quickly dissolve. And England too shifted into divine right mania and colonial exploitation under the subsequent Stuart reigns of James I and Charles I, 1603 to 1640. Raleigh's exploring party saw the North Carolina coast first in 1584, calling the place, quote, most plentiful, sweet, fruitful, and wholesome of all the world. Its natives such as live after the manner of the Golden Age. Years later, along the misty shores of the Chesapeake's bottoms and rivers, an Indian woman, Pocahontas, married an Englishman, John Rolfe. She had been captured by the Tidewater settlers after her father, Powhatan, died. More than 30 tribes and roughly 200 villages belonged to the Confederacy that Chief Powhatan presided over in the Potomac, Chesapeake, and Piedmont regions of the British Virginia, at a time, 1607, that the Jamestown colonists were attempting to survive. How did this warrior chief accumulate so much power? By marrying abducted women, more than 100 by some accounts. After the women bore children, they were sent back to their original homes. Powhatan said to Captain John Smith, quote, let this therefore assure you of our loves, and every year our friendly trade shall furnish you with corn.